Anyways, we're going to jump into the truck and get started on it. So join me inside. And before we get started inside, I went ahead and threw a battery maintainer on the battery because we're going to have the doors open for quite some time and don't really want to run the battery down with the lights on. The other thing I was going to mention too is looks like at some point it's had battery terminals replaced on this thing. This one is broken. We're going to replace those with some nicer, probably more modern ones that are in better shape, and we'll probably cut back and do some actual crimp style ring terminals on this, like I've done in other project videos. So that may be a rehab video all by itself, just getting the battery taken care of so it's no longer an issue. But for now, we're going to jump into the truck. And you'll see a lot of different people's attempted home repairs on something like this, where they add some RTV or silicone along in the gutter of the window trim, thinking that's going to help, but it's not the window trim that leaks, it's the glass itself. So the factory is actually designed to drain behind the plastic and then hit the window seal and then drain around. But what happens is that butyl breaks down over time, and then the water just goes straight into the cab instead. So we're gonna have to do a little bit of cleaning rehab to get this the back of the cab cleaned up as well. 02 and 03 had the window, or 03 Super Crew, and I guess Blackwood did too as well, had the rubber trim around the back glass trim. That gave it a little bit cleaner look, and I don't know if there was actual purpose behind that. Also, you will note that or you may have seen that the third brake light does not have cargo lights on it. That is a XL or Blackwood specific trim third brake light, and the reason why XL doesn't get it is because they, that's the cheapest of the work trucks. And the reason why Blackwood doesn't get it is because you got the hard tonneau cover. So if you had lights up there, it would do absolutely nothing down here. All right, so for starters, we're going to fold down the seats. We're going to grab the handle here. We're going to tilt the seat forward. Once it gets to about here, we're going to go ahead and pop the headrest off. That will allow us to fold the seat without running into the back of the seats. So we'll do that on both sides, and then we'll have access to see our back wall and see the rest of our trim. And I literally had no idea. Obviously, I knew these were leather seat headrests, but I had no idea they were carpeted on the back. That's kind of a interesting touch. I wonder if they did that to be a little quieter, or if they figured that the back window would get hotter with those being right up against the back glass. Maybe the leather wouldn't last as long. But I'm curious if any of you guys have factory Super Crew leather, if it's got carpeted rear headrest. Let me know. Alright, so I just found out my jack is missing, so I'll have to work on, and the lug wrench is also missing. I'll have to work on getting some replacement ones for that at some point, but for now we're going to go and pop the back wall loose. Some of the clips here are already missing as well. So we're going to pop what's left of those off, kind of lean this a little bit so we can get to the bolts behind it, and then we'll work on pulling the pillar trims out here as well. Alright, so on the back wall there are actually two different style clips here. So the outer ones are Christmas tree style, so you just need a panel popper. If you don't own a panel popper, you can also just kind of reach in behind the corner of the trim and pull it out with the clip, and the clip will come off. The center ones, or middle ones I guess I could call them, that are here and there, these are actually threaded, or at least at one point they were. So if you just grab the surface of it with your finger and kind of spin it off, it'll come off pretty easily. You don't want to pry on these because those will break. And yeah, so we're going to get the window or the side pillar trim removed next. And there is behind here, we're just going to pull that out of the way. And we're going to pull the panel this direction off the cab. Before we do that, we're going to take off the seatbelt. So we'll pry this guy, the cover up, access our nut. Looks like a 15 millimeter. So we're going to get that guy off, and that'll allow the pillar to come over the top of the seatbelt anchor, and then we'll work on getting the rest of that off. And again, I mentioned before about bespoke one-off pieces for this truck. This is something I just learned today, and I'm actually kind of surprised. So the back glass is defrosted, which is not an uncommon option on the higher end trucks. What I did not realize until today is because the Blackwood has the Navigator fenders that don't have an antenna on them, AM/FM antenna, they actually incorporated the antenna into the back glass. So this back glass is Blackwood specific back glass. It is not shared with any other truck because of the integrated AM/FM antenna. So let me show you what that looks like. So on this side here, we have our defroster connection, and you can see it connecting to our grid here. And if we follow that grid all the way across, we have our other connector here, and then we have a third connector and a fourth connector. So the top one up here is going to be your AM/FM antenna, and then this is defroster and defroster. So like I said, this is actually Blackwood specific, which I did not know. That's pretty sweet. Anyways, back to the truck here. We're going to pull off the 15 millimeter and set our seatbelt aside. And it should be snug, but it shouldn't be that tight, so. And with the back seal removed here, or the door seal, we're going to look in between the plastic and the body, and you can see right in here there's going to be a clip that is going to retain the pillar cap onto the cab. We're just going to come in here with the trim tool and let that guy loosen up. And I believe there's another one up here. You can see all my leaves that are coming out of the cab. Again, this sunroof is stuck open, so we're going to work on getting that fixed up here. Okay, there are actually 3 clips. There's one here, one in the middle, and one towards the top corner up here. So you can see that guy. And then there are 2 clips that are on the back spine of the cab here that are also going to pull this direction. But to pull that off, we need to kind of loosen up our back wall a little bit, which we did. So we just need to make sure that as we pull away from the cab corner towards the center, that we're mindful of the corner of this trim as well. All right, so there's the pillar removed off of this side. You can see a better view of my clips here. Like I said, you just pull straight sideways out of them, and yeah, we'll get this other side removed on the passenger side, same fashion, and then we'll work on getting the rest of the glass bolts, or access to the glass bolts. This is one of the attachments to the glass. Is just a little squeezing clip for the glass, and then we have some 10 millimeter mounting nuts that are going to go up around the border. All right, we'll get you in there nice and close on the defroster. There's a clip on this top side here. You have to squeeze like that. Once you squeeze it, it'll release the pin inside. So you'll squeeze and then pull up on it. So we'll do that on this one here. Is we're going to give it a squeeze, press, whatever you want to call it, and then we're going to start pulling up on it. And then this also just popped off. That is just a retention spring clip that clips on the button for that. Your other option, if you don't want to do that, is you can pull it off the connector on this side here. But I'd rather not have to have the worry about the harnesses when I'm going back in with the glass. So we got that loose. We'll do the same one on the driver's side. Still pulling leaves out of this thing. And we should be getting pretty close to getting this back glass out. Now at some point I have plans to pull the whole interior of the truck out because the carpet is seeing better days, and with all the water leaks inside, I need to make sure that we don't have any sort of harness corroding or rotting inside the cab I need to know about. So eventually the back wall will get pulled out for real, pull the seats and all that good stuff. But for today, we just need to get this truck sealed up where we don't have to keep the cover on it at all times. Now, if you were to choose to pull the back wall out for access, you certainly can. It's going to be the 10mm nut here, and then on a standard Super Crew, there'll be a couple more across. I think it's a total of 6 total. But in this case, I'm not going to worry about trying to pull that because I just don't really need to. So in my case, I'm going to just kind of gently peel back my back wall trim here, and we're going to access our 10mm. So the upper row is going to be the glass itself. The lower row is going to be the window surround. So you can see the height difference there, and those go all the way across. That's what I'm going to work on right now, is getting all of those out, and we can get on to getting the back glass out. Now these are held in with plastic on the window trim is held on by plastic, and the glass is held on to the glass frame itself. So when you do the window surround, definitely want to do those by hand, because if you do like a really sharp impact with a electric ratchet, you might shear off the plastic. So definitely take the time, do them by hand, be gentle with it. The back glass incorporates these inside clips as well. So these are our window trim pieces, or window glass bolts here, and then this is going to be our trim surround, and then we'll access the ones up in the headliner next. So I don't know if somebody's been into this thing before or not, but it looks like they're all matching hardware, but for some reason they're 9mm. That seems really strange to me, that it's not an 8 or a 10. But the 10 didn't fit it too big, and the 8 didn't fit it's too small. So it is a 9mm, which is kind of strange, but like I said, we'll work on getting all those bolts out of here. And a little obnoxious, but the washer is not retained, so if you try to spin it by hand, you might just be spinning the washer. So make sure you're actually turning the nut as well. And my truck has this really handy parts holder where you can put all the nuts and bolts and plastic clips and little tool holders and all that. So yeah, this center console is kind of handy having back here to just kind of store some parts in for this job. But I got the bolts off of this side. We're going to work on getting those off next, and then we'll work our way up and across the back. All right, for the headliner here, we have these giant push pins, and we're going to just gently snake a trim tool underneath the head of it, and then we're going to gently, I'm just going to pull. I don't want to pry because I don't want to pry up and bend on the headliner. So we're just going to get behind it and kind of pull down with our hand firmly here. And then that will come out, and it's long, so don't break it because you probably won't be able to find one of these at a parts store. So we'll pop both those off, and then we'll kind of pull the headliner down gently and see if we can get access to our top of the cab glass bolts. I was not kidding about how many leaves are in this thing. So many leaves. So I guess it's good that we haven't cleaned out the inside of the cab yet, because we're going to work our way top down on the cleaning. So that's what we just dislodged while I shot that video. I'm sure there's quite a bit more up there. Once we get the rest of this apart, we'll find more. All right, so we got the back of the headliner loose, and we can look in across the top here. We can see our back glass bolts, and up here there are some cutouts for do that, turn the light on here. You can see the cutouts in the roof structure there. That's where your back trim bolts are going to be. And then I think there's also one up here in this corner right there as well. So that's kind of an idea what we're looking at. We'll work on getting the back glass out first, and then we can work on getting the trim off after that. All right, so there's a total of 4 across the top that are on the glass. So kind of not quite corner. We saw that one, and then towards the center about where the button is, and then the same thing across. But so I think the glass is ready to come out, minus releasing our little clips here we talked about. So we need to squeeze those with some needle nose, and then we can start working on pressing the glass out. Once I get it feeling a little bit loose, I will add my suction cups on the outside to help remove it without damaging the glass or the bed cover. All right, so I went ahead and put my suction cups on, and because they take a little bit of down pressure on them to get them seated. And then I went ahead and put a moving blanket out there just in case I do something crazy with knocking this thing out of here. We're going to work on just gently applying pressure to the glass. All right, so what I'm doing is just kind of repeated firm pressure, and you'll start to feel the glass start to loosen up. If you're afraid you're going to break the glass, you can actually push on the frame itself with your finger. You just don't have a whole lot of material to push on. But if you're nervous about breaking it, that is kind of a way to work around there. So we're just going to keep gently applying repeated pressure on this thing, and we'll get this glass start loosening up on us. Alright, so I got the bottom unseated all the way across. I think I've just got a little bit in here. So I'm going to push, but keep my hand on the outside so I don't eject the glass off the cab here. Oh, come on. Just found another screw up here, so that's probably why it wasn't coming off. Yeah, much better. Take all the screws out, who knew? So now we should be able to remove the back glass by ourselves with the suction cups. I have kind of a double grip leverage on it here, and it should allow us to, oh come on now. Well, we're still stuck a little bit on that bottom corner. Yeah, we're all right, so we got the back glass removed finally after I found out I had one more bolt. I told you on camera I had 4 across here, and I don't know what I took off, but I guess I only took off 3 of them because this one was still attached. So from here, we need to do some cleanup, get all the old butyl off of the cab and the glass itself. I will probably go ahead and try to strip off the remaining window tint that's on that glass as well, because it's very purple, which is indication it's delaminating, falling apart, and old and cheap.